Hi guys, welcome back to the T.M.A YouTube channel. We are excited to upload content that helps to edify you through media, empower your prayer life, equip you through life skills, and establish your Christian walk. I encourage you as you go through these videos to feel free to pause at any time as you look over the key verses and specific points of focus to get the most out of every concept. As always, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the notifications icon to stay up to date with all of our videos. Having said that, let's dig right in. Today I want to talk about the heart of wisdom. When we take a look in the New Testament, we find the book that Apostle James wrote, which happens to be loaded with insights about wisdom. James believes that faith is not just theory, you have to live it out on a daily basis. It is not enough to just say, I have faith. James challenges you to prove it. After all, why would wisdom be considered more valuable than silver, gold, and all the other precious minerals that are so heavily sought after and even dominate the landscape of world economies? It is because at the heart of wisdom, one finds the true expression of faith in Christ. And the result is a life of prudence, uprightness, blamelessness, and a straight path to propriety, humility, and prudence. Now I will be reading from the words of James found in chapter 3. Let's look at verse 13. This is what it says. Who is wise and understanding among you? Let him show it by his good life, by the deeds done in the humility that comes from wisdom. The proof that a person has wisdom and understanding are in the outward expression of honorable character and good moral values. The verse uses the term good life, which James is quick to clarify does not mean people putting all their confidence in material things, possessions that they own, or the people that they know, or the places where they have lived or even traveled to. That's boasting. Instead, he means that we should produce good deeds by treating people with respect and behaving in a humble manner towards everyone. A kind word spoken at the right time can provide great comfort and much needed counsel. Let's move to verse 14. But if you harbor bitter envy and selfish ambition in your hearts, do not boast about it or deny the truth. In this verse we see the phrase bitter envy. Now bitter envy is basically wanting what others have. Even the last of the 10 commandments clearly states that we are not to covet. Now to covet is to intensely desire or want what another person has, which puts the focus on taking instead of giving generously to others. Now this kind of bitter envy leads us to want what we cannot afford or desire what is not even ours to have in the first place. The second half of the verse speaks about selfish ambition. Now this means to wish only the best for ourselves at the expense of the well-being of those around us. The highway of wisdom always leads down the road of mutual respect, better understanding, and peaceful interactions. At the heart of true wisdom is guidance to abiding in a reverence for God. Look at verse 15. Such wisdom does not come down from heaven, but is earthly, unspiritual, and of the devil. James declares that earthly wisdom, in quotes, is not wisdom at all. It is completely unspiritual and hence is consumed with earthly material concerns. The truth is that when we focus our attention on temporary carnal matters, we lose perspective on the great everlasting offer of God's promise in salvation. Immediate gratification becomes our central focus, and we are willing to do whatever it takes to satisfy our sinful urges and cravings. We have been called to shift our focus from worldly concerns and sinful desires, worries, in order to focus on God's eternal heavenly kingdom. Let's continue to verse 16. For where you have envy and selfish ambition, there you will find disorder and every evil practice. A heart that is full of envy and selfish ambition desires what others have. This means that when others succeed, we resent their success and we want that success for ourselves. Sometimes we even go as far as sabotaging the success of others because we cannot stand to see them excelling. James brings a challenge and says that we as saints must become selfless and seek the best of those around us to the glory of God. He then goes so far as directly connecting a covetous heart with involvement in evil and demonic activity. So we must learn to promote each other and share in our joys and sorrows together, as well as support one another in failures and struggles as well. Now that is faith in practice. Look at verse 17. But the wisdom that comes from heaven is first of all pure, peace-loving, considerate, submissive, full of mercy and good fruit, impartial and sincere. Wow, that was a mouthful. Just look at the strength of these words. Pure, peace-loving, considerate, submissive, full of mercy, good fruit, impartial and sincere. To have a pure heart means that we have clean motives behind our attitudes, our words, and even our actions. Everything that we do is to promote those around us and edify them as opposed to tearing them down. Peace-loving speaks for itself. Where there is jealousy and anger, tension, malicious discord, and even misunderstandings, we as believers in Christ must step in to resolve the conflict and encourage peace and mutual understanding. Being full of mercy means that we go out of our way to show kindness to those around us who may be overwhelmed by the burdens of sin, misfortune, or even poor life choices. We should avoid taking sides in a conflict by showing respect to both opinions while finding a middle ground to negotiate an amicable agreement. This helps people to reconcile while relieving the high tensions of conflict. Finally, let's look at verse 18. Peacemakers who sow in peace raise a harvest of righteousness. Now, I'm not much of a farmer, but I do know that if you sow carrots in a field, you will reap a harvest of carrots and not potatoes or watermelons. You reap what you sow. This means that whatever you plant in your interactions with others is a clear indication of the harvest that you yourself will reap. Then the shalom that we have implanted will produce a rich harvest of a community in which people are desirous to do the right thing to one another out of reverence for Christ. It is my sincere prayer that you will continually seek to apply God's wisdom from heaven in every practical and tangible way. May your relationships be enhanced as you pursue a life of practical faith. You say you have faith? Apostle James says, prove it by the kind of life that you are living in accordance to God's holy word and his divine commandments. May God bless you, guide you, and protect you. Shalom, shalom. You reap what you sow. This means that whatever you plant in your interactions with others is a clear indication of the harvest that you will. I encourage you as you go through these videos to feel free at any time to pause the video and take a Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click